Alright, y'all, I'm here. I got this little paint board. I'm fixing to paint some on this picture here. We'll see what we can get out of this. This brush I'm using, this kind of got some dry paint on it, so it's made my bristles, they're really stiff. You can tell. So I can get them little bitty specks in there like I want them. I got a little light blue here. This is some orange and some tan color, like a skin tone color that I'm using. Like with all art, you can't be perfect with nothing, because there's nothing in nature that resembles itself. I mean, it resembles itself, but it's not exact. So if you get something exact on your art, then it's not going to look good. It's going to look out of place, especially if you're doing nature scenes. It's just an FYI for people who think that they're messing up all the time. And mess ups usually where I get my best paintings at, from messing up somewhere. And this is going to be like all my paintings that I do. We're going to put a little pond in here, or some kind of place to go fishing. I don't know yet. We're going to find out as we go. It's a little black here I'm getting on here. I'm getting me a smaller tip brush here. We can do some dark lines around my pond. I always put these dark lines around the outside of my pond. There's good reason for that. You know, the edges of the pond where it meets the grass, it's always a little mud build up there. Sometimes I use brown, sometimes I use black, sometimes I mix a little black with some other colors, or brown with some other colors, and come up with something different, like we got here. Took a little orange and mixed in there. I got me a little brownish color. And you don't gotta worry about being perfect with none of this, cause like I said, there's nothing in nature that's truly perfect. It's all just blurred lines. Don't be scared to mess up. Don't not be scared to mess up. Another thing with horizon paintings, the sun shines down on everything, and you got what they call a horizon line. All right, we're just gonna put this here for an example. A good horizon line. I like doing this just to show people. Horizontal lines mean a lot when it comes to a painting, especially if you're doing nature. If you're doing drawings of people and stuff like that, they don't mean so much. But in nature, horizontal lines are everywhere until you get into trees and landscape and stuff like that. But these little horizontal lines, they resemble the sun shining on stuff. I'll put some more in here later on. Alright, we're going to go with a little green here and get us some greenery going on. I got a few different color greens I use. This is a lighter color green here, palm leaf. And if you notice, I put both of them. I got some right here for my other colors. So I'm gonna put this one here. That's two different color greens that I'm using, and I use the black too when I'm doing this, cause shading is everything. You want some black up in here in your background and your grass, a little bit everywhere. Notice how I'm not being too picky. I'm just doing grass on this, and I might put a couple trees in here. I'm not gonna, I don't have a knife, so I'm not gonna do no real fancy stuff with landscape. If you try to keep most of your grass under your horizon like this, that way when you go and put your trees and stuff in, they'll jump above the horizon. And maybe you can do like, say, a little bush. You want to put a little bush over here on the side, and see when you jump up and you bring it up above your horizon, you can tell that's a bigger bush than the rest of them. And you notice how I put the dark color green, and I come back with the light color green over the top and put some highlights in. You can even mix a little tan with your green. Take your tan like this and mix a little bit over here in the corner with your green. Now I got a lighter color green there, and I'll get that brush kind of dry like that. And if you notice, when I go on the back side of my pond here, that I'm not going down to that line. I'm not trying to go over it. But in the front side here, I want this to kind of blend over my pond line. That way it looks like that it's in front of the pond. And I'll take sometimes and I'll rub like this and get my lines to blend in. I'll probably have to add a little more blue up on this piece here. I'll have to add a little more blue to cover in that pond. We'll get to that. Right now we're just adding grass and bushes. Let's see, we'll add a bigger bush here. There's something a little different. My bush didn't turn out right, so we got a little walk path now. Alright, y'all, I'll be back in a little while and I'll finish this thing up.